When you are going to God to pray for a life partner, for a course of study, for anything, and you really want God to direct you, and you really want God to lead you, and you really want God to, kind of talk to you, clear out your mind from every idol. When you clear out your mind from every idol, it just shows that you really want to hear God. When you clear your mind out from every idol, it shows that you are vulnerable to God. You want to listen to God. But when you go to God to pray for a request, a life partner, like we're using for example, and you already have your mind boxed up with the story of Sister Shade, and Sister Shade is already in your head. She's kind to you, she's loving, she checks up on you, she's respectful, and all of that is already on your head. And as you are praying, your mind is going straight to Sister Shade. And you're like, God, Sister Shade, the will of God for me. Sister Shade is a child of God. God, please help us. And it's just like you already served. It's like you already served the food. You already ate the food, and you're telling God, God, bless the food I want to eat. If that food has poison, it would have poisoned you. How do you pray when you're asking for a life partner? Now I'm talking to Christians, like serious Christians, child of God, genuine Christians. I'm not talking to bench romance, and all of it. So Christians, more for let's talk. How do you go to God in prayers when you're seeking a life partner? How do you talk to God? How do you pray? Like, how do you go to God in prayers when you're seeking for a life partner? So it is wrong for you to go to God. How do you go to God to ask for things when you already have what you want to do in your mind? How is it? Can you people come and teach me? But I'm so sorry, I don't want to learn, but I just want to know, how do you do it? You want to ask God for something, but before you go and meet God, you kinda already have what you want in your mind. Now I'm going to differentiate between going to God, asking Him for confirmation, you going ahead with a particular idea or something, and you going to God, pay by force, by fire, say, nǹkan tó wà lọ́kàn mi ni mo máa ṣe, say, Olúwa, nǹkan ní kí n wá gbé wá bá ẹ ni. Can you see that he's already looking, you already have a picture in your head, you're already overwhelmed with that thing. But because you're a Christian and you must just fulfill righteousness, you now went to God in prayer. And to be sincere, those people go to God in prayer and pray about it. But sincerely, they went to God out of the abundance of their hearts, which is true that the Bible talks about. But please, can we correct a thing? Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad thing to say, okay, I have this picture, I have this idea, let me ask God about it. Now, I said ask. I did not say you went to tell God, mandate God to say, God, this one, gang. So when you go to God in prayer, asking for anything, I'm going to be using marriage as, as the example. Like when you go to God in prayers, avoid having an idol in your head, in your heart, when you go and pray. Now, a lot of persons go to God in prayer and say that they want God to do this for them, they want God to do that for them. And in their mind, they have killed it, they have shared it. They go to God with the mindset of, okay, God, this is what I want to do. This is how I want it to be. God, approve it for me. And when these people eventually go to God in prayer and they are doing that thing and the thing fails, when they come back, you now ask them, did you pray? They'll say, yes. What response did you get from God? They'll say, God was silent. How do you expect to approve what you wish? Are you trying to order Him? Are you trying to kind of give Him a template to work with? No. He rules and reigns. He's sovereign. When you go to God, don't have an idol in your head. Don't have a plan on your, as in, don't go to God with a mandatory request. Yeah. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Don't go to God with a mandatory request. Don't go to God with an idol that you have already exalted high in your mind. You now go to God to go and pray and say, God, let's take the area of marriage, for example. You want to pray for marriage. When you are going to God to pray for a life partner, for a course of study, for anything, and you really want God to direct you, and you really want God to lead you, and you really want God to, kind of talk to you, clear out your mind from every idol. When you clear out your mind from every idol, it just shows that you really want to hear God. When you clear your mind out from every idol, it shows that you are vulnerable to God. You want to listen to God. But when you go to God to pray for a request, a life partner, like we're using for example, and you already have your mind boxed up with the story of Sister Shade, and Sister Shade is already in your head. She's kind to you, she's loving, she checks up on you, she's respectful, and all of that is already on your head. And as you are praying, your mind is going straight to Sister Shade. And you're like, God, Sister Shade, the will of God for me. Sister Shade is a child of God. God, please help us. And you already, it's just like you already served. It's like you already served the food. You already ate the food, and you're telling God, God, bless the food I want to eat. If that food has poison, it would have poisoned you. So the right thing is, when you want to go to God in prayer, empty your mind. Fine, it's not a bad thing to have affection for somebody first. I'm not saying it's a sin. Even when you have an affection for somebody, you already love the person, you're already feeling emotional attachment to a person. It is not yet a sin. But check that thing. Check it. Is it out of love or lust? Is that affection out of love or lust? So in the process of checking it, as an ideal child of God, what you do is, when you are going to God, God already knows what's on your heart. He already knows what's in your mind. Please, I know I'm weak in heart now. I know I'm full of so many emotions now, but beyond my emotions, I just want you to help me. I want you to choose for me. I don't want to miss it in life. Beyond what I feel right now, beyond everything that I feel, beyond my emotions, please help me take them aside and help me focus on your will. Help me do your mind. What is it that you have for me in marriage? Who is it that you have for me in marriage? Direct me. Don't let me choose wrongly. That prayer is different from Lord, Sister Shade. She's a loving sister. She's a kind sister. I love her. And as you are praying, God, your will for me, your head is full of Sister Shade's story. The moment you pray that first prayer I mentioned, God sees the state of your heart, that you are humble. You are humble before Him, and you don't want your heart to be clouded. God sees that you've already poured out, you are vulnerable to Him. You've already poured out all your weaknesses, everything that you know that, okay, this thing can affect you. Let me tell you a danger of going to God with an idol in your heart. Now, when you go to God with an idol in your heart and you go and pray, and eventually you pray, and after praying, you are seeing the sister, or you are seeing the brother, or you are seeing the picture of what you prayed about on your head. It is what is in your mind that is playing out in your view. And you begin to think that it is God talking to you. No. The time you feel you've gotten an answer to that prayer, it is what you was on your head that eventually played out. And this is why some people say, it is God that led me. It is God. Check that God that you said that led you. Are you sure you are not the one that led yourself? So many people lead themselves and they say God is leading them. They have a lot of idol on their head, a lot of idol on their heart, and they go to God in prayer and they pray. And after all said and done, they've gone there to pray. What they have on their head comes to them in their vision, comes to them in their sight. When they are walking, they see it. When they are thinking, they see it. When they sleep, they see it. And they believe God has answered them. No, my sister, No, my brother, it is the emotions of your heart that God lifted up to your sight, to your visions. So when you're going to God in prayer, discard all of them. Because when you go to God with such emotions, with such heart, with such mindset, you get what you picture in your head as a vision. You get it as an answer. It is not an answer to prayer. It is you. So if you want to be sincere to yourself, if you really want to be sure that it is God that is leading you, with that sister, to that brother, go to God, empty your heart of everything and say, God, who is it that you are choosing for me? There's another way you can go about it. Probably you are praying for God in marriage and you like a sister. It's not bad. You can take it to God in prayer and pray a prayer of inquiry. That is one of the kinds of prayer we have. We have thanksgiving, we have inquiry. Inquiry is one. And what do we do when we're inquiring? We ask God, is this the way? I think it was David or Joshua that God said, should he pursue his enemy? And God said, pursue and overtake. God had already told him, he knew that God wanted him to pursue, but he still went to ask the prayer of inquiry so that he will not fail in that journey. And so that even if anything happens, he has somebody to hold responsible for the failure or for anything that happens in that journey. And the journey of marriage is something that you must have a concrete evidence in your hand to hold. So your father and your mother cannot get conviction for you and say that I'm already you got to my felele and you did not see. That's another topic on its own. But while you go to God, don't have an idol on your head. Pray the prayer of inquiry. Say, God, what are you saying concerning Sister Shade? Yeah, see my heart. I'm ready. God is somebody you can be vulnerable to. I'm already having emotions for her. But Lord, if it is not your will, just take her out of my head, take her out of my mind, take her out of everything, take her far from me. Let things not just pray. But some people, they are scared to pray. They are scared to say, God, if this thing is not your will, cut me off from it. I told you the other day that the kind of life you live, the kind of things that happen to you will show the depth of love you have for God. So there's some prayer that will show the kind of love you have for God. Your consecration to you doing the will of God. Go. God's will does not have to be, bad and not presentable. God's will can be cozy, rosy, and presentable. Yeah, it can be God's will. But be sure that you ask rightly. Pray prayer of inquiry. God, what I say concerning Sister Shade? Not God, Sister Shade. Lord, please don't let me miss out. Sister Shade, touch her heart. No, God will not touch her heart. And probably Sister Shade has backslidden. She is already falling for you. Her spiritual sight is not, she's out of it. And both of you begin to receive yourself and you think it's God that is leading you. No, it is your emotions. And if you do not quickly snap out from that, you may eventually enter into a journey by yourself and you face the consequences at the front. And this is why so many people pray and say that, God, you led me. No, did God really lead you? Check it, vet it, confirm through the word. Even when God is showing you something through a place where you know, it is not a sin to confirm more, to seek. God, maybe the way you receive from God is through dreams. And God shows you this. Look for the word of God to confirm, to back it up. Confirm more. It's not a sin to check and check and check. The journey of marriage is not it's not something you can go and say you want to come back. It's not primary school that you can drop out. No, if you drop out, you can still succeed. But marriage is everlasting to everlasting. So you need to be very, very, very mindful when praying, when going to God. Check what's in your heart first. I keep repeating, don't take an idol in your heart. Don't have Sister Shade, Brother Dexmond in your heart before you go and pray. Empty yourself of all those things. Rid yourself of all those things. Take them off. Then go to God. Then we answer you. These are, no matter your emotions, leave the emotions, because the danger at the front, your emotion will run away and it will be you and the danger. I pray God gives us better understanding. I hope you have been blessed. Drop your comment. Ask your questions. Ask every questions that needs answer. God bless you. Bye.